The ground trembles, not from an earthquake, but from the thunderous, rhythmic footfalls of a predator built for battle. In the arid, sun-baked plains of Patagonia, 70 million years ago, a male Carnotaurus, a bull of a beast with skin like armor and two demonic horns jutting above its eyes, fixes its gaze on a rival. An oasis, a precious circle of life-giving water, is the arena. A female watches from a distance, the ultimate prize in this brutal contest. The air is thick with tension, a palpable energy that crackles before the storm of violence is unleashed. This isn't just a fight for territory, it's a primal dance for the right to exist, to pass on a legacy written in blood and bone. What forces drive such a desperate, violent ritual, and what can this ancient clash teach us about the timeless laws of survival? Join us as we journey back in time to a South America you've never imagined, a continent forged in fire and ruled by titans. Let's rewind the clock to 125 million years ago, to the Early Cretaceous period. The world is a vastly different place. There are no polar ice caps, and the atmosphere is rich with carbon dioxide, creating a greenhouse effect that blankets the planet in a warm, tropical embrace. South America is not yet the continent we know. It's still tethered to the supercontinent of Gondwana, a colossal landmass slowly beginning to tear itself apart. This is a world in transformation, a vibrant, sprawling canvas of life. Imagine a landscape of breathtaking scale. Vast river systems, the veins of the continent, crisscross the land, their streams laden with silt, their banks teeming with life. These rivers empty into vast coastal swamps and pristine mangrove forests, where the air is thick with humidity and the hum of insects is an endless symphony. Further inland, the landscape shifts to sprawling savannas, but these are not the grasslands of modern Africa. Instead, they are vast expanses of ferns and cycads, dotted with towering conifers. This is a world dependent on the delicate balance between wet and dry seasons, a cycle of life and death dictated by the powerful monsoon rains. The very air you breathe here is different, thicker, more humid, and filled with the scent of damp earth and decaying vegetation. It is in this dynamic, ever-changing world that our story begins. In the heart of these savannas, in a region that will one day become Argentina, a herd of Amargasaurus embarks on a desperate journey. These are sauropods, the long-necked giants of the dinosaur world, but they are relatively small by sauropod standards, reaching about 33 feet in length. What they lack in size, they make up for with one of the most distinctive features of any dinosaur, a double row of long, pointed neural spines running down their neck and back. Were they for defense, a formidable barrier of spikes to deter predators, or were they a vibrant display, a way to attract a mate or intimidate a rival? The truth is lost to time, but their presence speaks to the incredible diversity of life in this period. this herd, however, their unique anatomy offers little comfort. The dry season has been long and unforgiving. The seasonal rivers that once nourished this land have dwindled to dusty, cracked beds. The lush vegetation has withered, leaving behind a stark, brown landscape. The once abundant ferns are now brittle and scarce. The herd is on the move, driven by a primal, unyielding thirst and a gnawing hunger. Their massive bodies, which require an immense amount of food to sustain, are beginning to show the strain of this long-endured hardship. The young and the old are the most vulnerable, their steps becoming slower, their massive frames looking gaunt. The only sources of water are isolated, shrinking pools, and each one is a potential battleground, a gathering place for the desperate. The tension is a constant companion, as predators, equally desperate, watch from the shadows. After weeks of this grueling march, a change comes to the air. The sky darkens, the humidity intensifies, and then the first drops of rain begin to fall. It starts as a sprinkle, then a downpour, and soon a deluge. The parched earth drinks greedily, and almost overnight, the world is transformed. The dormant life within the soil awakens. A carpet of green erupts across the plains. The rivers swell, their life-giving waters once again flowing freely. For the Amargasaurus herd, it is a moment of salvation. They drink deeply, replenishing their dehydrated bodies. They feast on the tender new leaves and ferns, their voluminous stomachs, giant fermentation vats, working to extract every last nutrient. The sounds of their contented chewing are the sounds of survival, a testament to their incredible endurance. They have weathered the storm, and for now, life is good. But in this world, tranquility is always fleeting. What new challenges await these resilient giants? Far to the north, near the equator, the land that will one day be Brazil tells a different story. Here, the climate is even more humid, a true tropical paradise. The gradual separation of South America from Africa has created a vast coastline, a dynamic interface between land and sea. This region is a mosaic of lush lagoons, dense, humid forests, and those primitive mangrove swamps, their tangled roots providing a nursery for countless species. The fossil-rich Santana Formation gives us a remarkable window into this world, revealing an explosion of biodiversity. The waters are teeming with a dazzling array of fish, and aquatic reptiles patrol these rich hunting grounds. But it is in the skis that the true masters of this realm hold dominion. This is the age of the pterosaurs, and nowhere on Earth is their diversity more spectacular. The coastal environment is a constant buffet, and this abundance of food fuels intense competition. The air is alive with the leathery flap of wings and the sharp cries of aerial hunters. Here, evolution has been at its most creative, sculpting a variety of pterosaurs, each perfectly adapted to its own niche, each a masterpiece of biological engineering. Imagine standing on a pristine Cretaceous beach, the warm waters of the nascent Atlantic Ocean lapping at your feet. Look up, and you'll see the Marodactylus, a graceful glider with a 20-foot wingspan. Its skull is long and slender, and its teeth are like a fisherman's net, perfectly designed to snatch fish from just below the water's surface. It soars effortlessly on the coastal updrafts, its keen eyes scanning the shimmering water for the telltale glint of scales. With a sudden, elegant dip, it plucks its prey from the sea, a master of precision and grace. But the Marodactylus is not alone. A shadow passes over you, vast and imposing. This is the Tropignathus, a true giant of the skis with a wingspan of nearly 30 feet. Its most striking feature is the large, keel-like crests on the tips of its upper and lower jaws. These crests may have served as a vibrant display to attract mates, but they also likely played a crucial role in aerodynamics, acting as a stabilizer as it skimmed the waves. The Tropignathus is an opportunist, a pirate of the skis. It watches the smaller pterosaurs, like the Marodactylus, make their catch, and then, with a burst of power, it swoops in, intimidating its smaller cousins and stealing their hard-won meals. It is a bold and audacious hunter, a king in its own right. Then there is the tape jarrah, a creature that seems to be from a different world altogether. Smaller and more agile, its most spectacular feature is a massive sail-like crest, possibly adorned with a kaleidoscope of vibrant colors. This crest, made of soft tissue supported by bone, was too delicate for combat. Instead, it was almost certainly a communication device, a billboard for attracting mates and signaling to rivals. Unlike its fish-eating relatives, the tape jarrah was an omnivore. Its sharp, toothless beak was a versatile tool, capable of plucking fruit from trees, snatching insects from the air, or scavenging on the remains of a kill. This adaptability was its greatest strength, allowing it to thrive in the ever-changing coastal environment, a testament to the fact that sometimes being a generalist is the best strategy for survival. Each of these incredible creatures, a unique and vital thread in the rich tapestry of this coastal ecosystem, demonstrates the incredible power of evolution to find solutions to the challenges of life. We now leap forward in time to 95 million years ago, into the Late Cretaceous. The world has changed dramatically. South America has finally broken free from Africa, now a massive island continent. The greenhouse climate has reached its zenith, creating a hot, arid world. In this fiery crucible, life has gone to extremes. The southern plains of Argentina, the same lands where the Amargasaurus once roamed, are now home to some of the largest land animals that have ever lived. This is the reign of the Titanosaurs, and their king is the Argentinosaurus. This is an animal of almost incomprehensible scale. At over 115 feet long and weighing up to 80 tons, it is the equivalent of a dozen elephants. A single one of its vertebrae is taller than a human. Its neck is a colossal crane, allowing it to reach the highest branches of the towering Araucaria trees, a food source beyond the reach of any other herbivore. To sustain such a massive body, the Argentinosaurus had to eat constantly, its simple, peg-like teeth raking in foliage that would then be broken down in its cavernous gut. But size is both a blessing and a curse. While an adult Argentinosaurus was virtually immune to predation, it was also a massive target. This immense size necessitated a fundamental shift in behavior. These giants were social creatures, living and traveling in vast herds. The ground would have shaken with their passage, a moving forest of flesh and bone. This herd was their fortress. By staying together, they could protect their young, who were born small and incredibly vulnerable. The sheer scale of the herd was a formidable defense, a wall of muscle and bone that would deter all but the most audacious of predators. Their collective presence was a force of nature, shaping the very landscape they inhabited. Where there are giants, there are also giant killers. Stalking these herds of titanosaurs is the Giganotosaurus, a predator that rivals the mighty T-Rex in size and ferocity. At over 40 feet long, this was a carnivore built on a grand scale, but it was not a brute. The Giganotosaurus was an intelligent and strategic hunter. Its skull, though massive, was relatively lightweight, and its teeth were not bone crushers like those of T-Rex. Instead, they were long, serrated, and blade-like, designed for slicing through flesh. The Giganotosaurus likely hunted in packs, a terrifying prospect for even the largest of herbivores. Their strategy was not to engage in a direct, strength-on-strength confrontation with an adult Argentinosaurus. That would be suicide. Instead, they were masters of the strategic attack. With their keen sense of smell, they could track the herds for miles, waiting for the right moment. They would look for the weak, the old, the sick, or a juvenile that had strayed from the safety of the herd. Their attack would be a coordinated flurry of lightning-fast strikes, their blade-like teeth inflicting deep, bleeding wounds. They would then retreat, following their wounded prey, waiting for blood loss and shock to do their grim work. This was a tense and brutal balance of power, a constant, high-stakes chess match between the colossal herbivores and the cunning predators that hunted them. It was the law of the land, a cycle of life and death played out on an epic scale. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to witness such a hunt? The sheer power and terror of it must have been awe-inspiring. The skis of Late Cretaceous Patagonia were ruled by a new and even more terrifying flying creature, Thanatos draken, the dragon of death. This was an Ajdakid pterosaur, a family of flying reptiles that included the largest flying animals of all time. With a wingspan of 30 feet, Thanatos Draken was a true lord of the skis. It was a master of gliding, using thermal updrafts to soar effortlessly for hours, covering vast distances with minimal effort. Unlike the coastal pterosaurs we met earlier, Thanatos Draken was an inland hunter. Its long, toothless beak was a formidable spear-like weapon. From its great height, it would scan the plains below for prey, small dinosaurs, mammals, lizards, and even the young of larger dinosaurs. Once it spotted a target, it would fold its wings and dive, a silent, deadly missile from the sky. On the ground, it was surprisingly agile, moving on all fours, its long wings folded up like a pair of stilts, allowing it to stalk its prey through the undergrowth. It was also an opportunist, and a Giganotosaurus kill would have been an irresistible invitation to a feast. This incredible creature, a hunter of both the air and the land, added another layer of danger and complexity to this already incredible ecosystem. And so we return to where our story began, to that sun-drenched oasis 70 million years ago. The Carnotaurus, whose name means meat-eating bull, was a unique and fearsome predator. Its powerful legs made it one of the fastest large theropods, and its skin, covered in bony osteoderms, provided a form of natural armor. But its most defining features were its bizarrely short arms, even smaller than those of T-Rex, and the two thick, conical horns above its eyes. The two males now face each other, their muscular bodies tense, their deep bellows echoing across the plain. This is not a fight to the death. It is a ritual, a test of strength and dominance. They lower their heavily armored heads and charge. The impact is staggering, the sound of bone and horn colliding like a thunderclap. They push and shove, their powerful necks, reinforced with robust vertebrae, straining against each other. The resident male, larger and more experienced, uses his weight and power to drive his rival back. After a series of brutal, head-butting clashes, the challenger, bruised and battered, concedes defeat. He turns and retreats, leaving the victor to claim his prize, the oasis, the territory, and the right to mate with the waiting female.
Here, miles beneath the surface, the anglerfish's lure pierces the void, while the colossal squid hunts at incredible speeds.
This ancient duel, this violent struggle for dominance, is a powerful reminder of the driving force behind all life, the imperative to reproduce, to ensure that one's genetic legacy continues. It is a raw, brutal, and beautiful display of nature's unyielding laws. In this hostile world, only the strongest, the most resilient, and perhaps the luckiest would get to shape the future. Our journey through 125 million years of South American history has shown us a world of constant change. We have seen a continent transform from a land of humid savannas and tropical coasts to a vast, arid plain dominated by the largest animals to ever walk the earth. We have witnessed the desperate struggles against drought, the intense competition for resources, and the epic battles between predator and prey. The fossilized remains of these incredible creatures are more than just bones. They are stories written in stone, narratives of adaptation, resilience, and survival in a world that was constantly reinventing itself. So what can we, living in our modern world, learn from this lost empire of giants? The story of the Amargasaurus herd teaches us about the power of endurance and the importance of community in overcoming hardship.
Known as
The diverse pterosaurs of Brazil's coast show us that there are many ways to be successful, that finding and mastering our own unique niche is a key to thriving. The Argentinosaurus reminds us that there is strength in numbers, that by working together, we can face even the most daunting of challenges. The Giganotosaurus demonstrates the power of strategy and intelligence, that brute force is not always the answer. And the Carnotaurus, in its brutal ballet, reminds us of the powerful, primal drives that still reside within all of us. Life is a constant process of adaptation. The world is always changing, and like the creatures of the Cretaceous, we too must be willing to change, to learn, and to evolve. We must be resilient in the face of adversity, adaptable in our strategies, and supportive of those in our community. The laws of nature, though sometimes harsh, are also a source of profound wisdom. What lessons do you draw from this incredible saga? Which of these ancient creatures resonates most with you? Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey back in time. We hope this glimpse into South America's prehistoric past has sparked your curiosity and filled you with a sense of wonder. We wish you all the best of health and happiness. And if you enjoyed this adventure, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the amazing history of our planet.